Are we recording? All right, let's do this. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Darius. What we're gonna do? We're going to react to 10 worst WWE wrestling attires ever by Cultaholic Wrestling. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of wrestling. There are a lot of wrestlers who have a terrible, shitty attires. But let's get to it.
It may shock you to hear this, but professional wrestling, especially as it pertains to WWE, is a cosmetic business, and looks are important.
It is.
That does not just mean pretty faces and tight bodies, but the overall physical presentation of a wrestler, including, importantly, their costume. A wrestler's ring attire can do wonders for a career and can quickly become part of the iconography of a character. Think of the Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage and all of their neon extravagance, or conversely, the Undertaker's almost exclusively black garments. It's clearly a crucial part of the package.
They're absolutely correct. Like the right fit for the right character mean, like, I don't want to say instant success, but their success can go like higher with the right fit and with the right character and with the right fit to that character. Imagine the Undertaker in like a USA attire for his gimmick. It wouldn't work, wouldn't it? It would look like some freaking cupcake or something, or even HBK with a goth look, like singing about "I'm just a sexy boy." Like, would that work? Hell no. But let's see.
Some way to determining a wrestler's fate. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have and all that. Which, in this case, I suppose means you better put on those yellow and red trunks, brother. Sometimes wrestlers, who, let's face it, are not exactly well known for their fashion sense, will get it horribly wrong, either via their own design or with something that is given to them by management. Usually, ring gear
sometimes management do give them like shitty attire. I watched a video the other day of Wrestling Biles. Shout out to Wrestling Biles. Of Kane. They had Kane in a cape. That, to me, that would not have worked. You get what I'm saying? That would not have, like, Kane in a cape. It wouldn't work. That red and black mask and that attire, that in itself was spooky enough. And the way he walked towards the Undertaker, that In and Out, no, In Your House pay-per-view, that screamed badass. That screamed like scary. I think the cape would have made it funny. And you don't want that character to be funny. You want it to be scary. You get what I'm saying?
Boots, singlets, vests, and trunks
look
that would
take
wearing. 10 Trini and Susannas to sort out. I'm Adam Pachisi from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are the 10 worst WWE wrestler attires ever. Join us. Number 10, Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder rightfully gets a lot of credit for the way in which he managed to get himself over via the internet and social media at a time when wrestlers simply weren't taking full advantage of things like YouTube and Twitter.
That's true.
Fans wondered why WWE wasn't utilising Long Island Ice Z at the time, but I think I have a theory. I assume the powers that be purposely removed Ryder from television because they simply got sick of having to watch him wrestle in these. Are you
that
serious,
was stupid.
Bro? What the hell
was unique,
are they supposed to be
stupid.
anyway? They were half long tights, half trunks, and usually came in little used colours like sparkly purple, orange, and peach.
See, the color scheme is not bad. It's just, what the hell is this? It's like you got your 1 foot in and then you got your 1 foot out. It's like he was running late for work or something, so he just put on the first thing that he got on.
Appreciate trying to stand out and catch people's eyes, but what is the deal with there only being 1 leg to those things?
Like I say, it's unique.
Long tights
it's really unique.
Zack thought, well, that looks pretty cool. Is his left thigh simply that much more impressive than his right, and he just wants to show it off?
Maybe.
Did Candice Michelle leave her suitcase unattended one night, and Ryder had first dibs? Seriously, the man was wearing these monstrosities while battling the likes of Christian over the ECW title, for God's sake.
Hey.
Number 9, Shawn Michaels. When your nicknames are the Heartbreak Kid and Sexy Boy, you're bound to wear some eye-grabbing garb, aren't you? Shawn Michaels was the premier...
What? Let's see.
Showman between the ropes.
I don't want to judge because I've shared it to a wrestling group and they be like, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
A big star, you needed more than just incredible work rates. You needed to look like a star too.
And he did. He always looked like a star.
Adorned tights and entrance gear, which included everything from leather chaps to vests emblazoned with mirrors and intricate beadwork, certainly made him stand out. But we're not here to talk about those, even though whether or not you like that look will definitely depend on your individual.
It's like, it doesn't matter whether or not I like it. It's just, the fact that it suits Shawn Michael and his and rig attire, that what stands out for him. It, like I said, it fits him perfectly because no homo. He is a sexy boy. Sexy boy. I'm not the boy toy. Boy toy.
Taste because they absolutely fit the character.
Yeah.
So we are here to talk about whatever the hell HBK was wearing at the 2002 Survivor Series.
I thought it was unique.
In his second match back after coming out of retirement, Michael showed up for his big World Heavyweight title win in Madison Square Garden in the first ever Elimination Chamber, wearing half-finished poop-colored pants and cowboy boots.
I don't care what anyone says. I like those. It was unique, and it still fits his style.
The seamstress had time to do. Capping off this wonderful presentation was black knee pads worn outside of his tights and a little Dutch boy haircut.
Yeah, the haircut was just stupid.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio is another person.
Spectacular wrestlers ever. Ray also has a reputation for having some of the best ring gear in the biz.
Yes.
The Masked Man must have spent a small fortune.
His max, his
his
tights and everything. It fits his Lucha Libre style.
Point is, Mysterio's gear in general has been top draw.
Yes.
However, there are of course some notable exceptions, like this. Seriously, Ray, why did you go for peachy flesh-coloured spandex with what looks like
that was some
I get
sus
that you were
stuff.
mates with Rikishi back in the day, but this is a tribute too far.
Yeah.
And what about this? The Master of the 619 was trying to pay tribute to the Silver Surfer here, but it looks like he lost a fight with a can of paint. But that's not his only superhero or film-inspired faux pas either. His WrestleMania 26 Avatar get-up
That's not bad.
Then his Survivor Series 2019 Joker
the
guys
Joker
had him
one.
looking like a teddy bear as he went into battle with Brock Lesnar. He has way more hits than misses, but when Ray gets it wrong, he really gets it wrong. Still,
Yeah, the
nothing
tight
in his
one,
WWE
which is
run
no
has been
homo.
quite as bad as when he went all horny in WCW's final days, the filthy little animal.
Blame Kevin Nash for that.
Jeff Jarrett. When Jeff Jarrett came to WWE in the mid-90s, he did so not
people
as a
don't like
straight-up
Jeff Jarrett.
wrestler,
Not
but as a
like
cocky
I
kayfabe country music star who
I always
wanted
liked
to use
Jeff
the
Jarrett, to tell you the
WWE
truth.
platform to further his singing career. In early vignettes, we were exposed to the Nashvillian in his own element, and his attire was as ostentatious as you would expect it to be. So it shouldn't have come as too much of a surprise when he showed up for matches wearing this attention-getting ensemble. The outerwear itself was something else, replete with light-up cowboy hats, but when he whipped them off, fans were confronted with gear that was hideous even for the standards of the time. The colours and patterns, all typically garish, were bad enough, but the thing that made it all the worse was the multiple suspenders and choker attached to his tights. It didn't really make any sense and didn't promote the country music aspect of the gimmick at all, with his contemporaries, the Smoking Guns, looking more like honky-tonk superstars.
That's true.
Jarrett did dial it down in subsequent years, opting for a more basic colour scheme and style, but his was still amongst the worst looks in the industry, the Navajo jacket and singlet period not helping him out at all. Number 6, Brutus Beefcake. It was the 80s. It is a fair enough excuse if you want an explanation for taking a load of cocaine or not paying your taxes, but I don't think it's good enough to justify Brutus the Barber Beefcake's WWE ring gear. And I mean all of it, because while many wrestlers who change their costumes often have the occasional shocker, old brother Brutai didn't have a single outfit that was easy on the eyes. Bizarre colour combinations, animal print, see-through, fringe, shredded, you name it, the Beefster wore it and wore it badly. The man with the big scissors
it
fits.
It just fits him. I don't know why. It's terrible. I admit, but it fits.
A bit more skin than I would think was acceptable for PG-rated programming. Really, unless he made it himself, I can only assume that the barber's instructions to his costume maker was Find whatever cheap rubbish you can.
Yeah,
like,
you know, that was a little much. But like I said, it fits him. I don't know why.
And it didn't get better over time either, as Brutus was still wearing the same clobber in the 90s, unless he was teaming up with Buddy Hulk Hogan as the Megamaniacs, in which case he blessed us with this terrifying concoction. Number 5.
Oh yeah, he broke his nose at the
Rhodes.
time.
Dusty Rhodes was never going to win any beauty contests,
That's
though
true.
I do believe he placed 5th in the 1983 Mr. Texas Pig Farmer competition, his popularity not coming from having a handsome face or a hulking physique. The American Dream was homely and pudgy, but it didn't matter because he had overwhelming charisma and a genuine connection to the audience. As one of the top stars in the NWA/WCW, Dusty kept it simple with black trunks and Western-style boots. When he went to WWE in the late 80s, however, Vince saw fit to put the son of a plumber in black and yellow polka dots.
And you know what? You know what? I know I'm defending a lot of wrestlers. But like I said, in this case right here, it fits Dusty Rhodes really well. Like, you know, cause it fits Dusty Rhodes like goofy nature. It fits him like, you know, like fits his like I say, goofy nature, his like extroverted charisma and everything. Like, so it helped make him stand out. So just imagine if Hulk Hogan come out with a polka dot thing like attire. It like. People would look at Hulk Hogan like what the hell, brother? I'm sure Hulk Hogan would have been like, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me, brother. But you know, I don't think that should be included on this list. At least all the other ones, you can make an argument that it should be on the list. I don't think this one should be on the list.
This because F you, Dusty Rhodes, that's why. Most close to the situation have gone on to say that it was likely a rib, a way of sticking it to Rhodes, who was not just one of the competition's top stars, but also one of its bookers. This was also a case of McMahon trying to move away from a well-defined character and come up with an original creation of his own, but either way, the polka dots were a tragedy and immediately put a ceiling on Dusty's WWE aspirations.
I know folks are going to disagree, which is fine. Yeah, very right to disagree.
He got over and enjoyed much success despite looking like Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, he still has success.
The artist formerly known as Goldust.
Oh, God.
Of course, the tormenting of the Rhodes family didn't stop at Dusty, but extended to his son, Dustin Goldust.
I like Stardust
as well.
I don't care what anyone says, I like Stardust.
Yeah,
I like Goldust too.
Was a risk in and of itself and would have likely failed in the hands of a lesser performer.
Yeah, but that would make Dustin Rhodes a legend.
Spandex suit and even
Dustin Rhodes needs to be in the WWE Hall of Fame just for his portrayal of Goldust alone, but there are so many other reasons why. He was an excellent worker, like people trusted him. You know, he always put on a good match. You know, and like you said, like Dustin, the Goldust character would have failed with anyone else, but with Dustin, he made it perfect and he made it stand out.
Women's lingerie at WrestleMania 12, such was his dedication to making the character work. One incarnation of the character that totally bombed, though, was when he became the artist formerly known as Goldust. The artist formerly known as Goldust was an attempt to push the envelope during the height of the Attitude Era.
Look at him, look at Dustin though. Like he looked like you know, he looked like he called like an escort services and you know and they found out that that the escort is a lot more freakier than he thought, and then he comfortably on his life like what the hell did I got myself into? I just wanted to get laid. I didn't want to do any of this crap. But yeah, that was bad. That was horrible.
And is mostly remembered for producing some of the worst costumes ever seen on WWE TV. Honestly, take your pick with this lot, because every single one was an abomination, an outrage against our beloved sports entertainment. Complemented by the equally weird Luna,
it fits the Attitude Era well.
Usually a random hodgepodge of awful.
It's still horrible.
He went the impressionist route, which gave us his nightmare-inducing takes on Sable, Vader, and even his own father. It was different, it was over the top, and it's not something that you will hear Dustin Rhodes talking about with any great
I don't blame him at all.
Number 3, Giant Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, that's
Some
obvious.
wrestlers have a
That's
killer
really
look,
obvious.
but little talent. Others are full of talent, but have so-so looks. And then there is Giant Gonzalez, a man who combined a chronic lack of ability with one of the worst costumes ever.
Look
Gonzalez
like he wearing a pajamas to go
bedtime.
bedtime.
Though not a lot, and was brought into WWE to be an
Recipe Giant
attraction.
Gonzalez.
The Undertaker tasked with getting something out of him. While the matches were predictably rotten, I personally couldn't concentrate on the crap action that was taking place in the ring. And why is that? Because I couldn't take my eyes away from the Giant's padded bodysuit. It was quite simply ghastly. Look at it. It had airbrushed muscles and was all sinewy, and even had the wonderful detail of painted-on pubes. A rather pitiful attempt to make up for the real man's frail body, the suit did more harm than good and just made what was supposed to be a formidable heel come across as a joke. There were a few different variations of the attire, and each one of them was awful. Gonzalez was never going to stick around long-term and basically only had his freakish size going for him, yet WWE somehow managed to make a distraction from the fact he was almost 8 foot tall, which is almost commendable.
Probably the only wrestler that's worse than Great Khali.
Number 2, Mantar.
And that's shame to say, because Great Khali, like you know, he was bad. At least Great Khali had something going for him other than his height. Giant Gonzalez, may he rest in peace. He didn't have anything going for him, other than his height, and that's sad, But may he rest in peace.
Entry into the Bad Gimmick Hall of Fame, Mantar is a visual representation of WWE during its mid-90s nadir. The half-man, half-bull character was inspired by a creature from Greek mythology, but the actual reality was a generic-looking bloke in a costume that looked like someone's well-meaning but 100% blind nan had stitched together. Yeah. The singlet, which morphed over time, was predominantly brown, which, as we saw with Shawn Michaels before, is probably the worst colour that wrestling gear can be. It was also an unflattering shape and sometimes had a cartoon cow's face on it just in case you didn't get what he was supposed to be. The worst part of the production was the giant bull's head.
Sorry for pausing so much, but Vince Russo, I know a lot of people don't like Vince Russo. There's something that Vince Russo does that's just questionable, in my opinion. But one thing that he's correct, and that's it. That is that things like this was going to fail. He was correct on this aspect. I know a lot of people like to defend Jim Cornette, and that's a good reason to do so. Jim Cornette is a highly intelligent a wrestling historian, but come on, this now you're insulting the fans' intelligence with this one. And even Vince Russo said, they like it when I go over, and sure enough, it didn't go over.
Wear to the ring.
I do like Vince Russo and Jim Cornette perfectly, though.
Spooky house.
It's hilarious.
That apparently cost Vince McMahon an arm and a leg, or should that be a horn and a hoof? The bull's head that was so large and cumbersome that it wouldn't fit through the ring ropes and kept falling off poor old Mantar's actual human head. Lame, insulting, and poorly presented, Mantar was total and utter.
I want to say this was the E version of the Chalkmaster.
Number 1, Bastian Booger. You would never guess it based on the character he portrayed in WWE, but Mike Shaw was actually a respected journeyman who had put on brilliant matches everywhere from Saskatoon to Mexico City before he became first Friar Ferguson and then Bastian Booger. As the Mad Monk, Shaw's body was concealed with a traditional robe, but as the slovenly Booger, WWE decided that he needed to show as much skin as possible. And we would all like to say a hearty thank you to WWE for that one, because Bastian Booger's ring gear was an eyesore, a revealing grey singlet that was supposedly given to him as a punishment for his weight. Shaw himself didn't like the character or the outfits, and who can really blame him? He had to go out there gorging on disgusting, fatty foods while wearing what looked like little more than a few strips of electrical tape. Obviously, the idea here was to disgust, and on that front, mission accomplished. Booger was obese and hairy, and the outfit helped to accentuate all that was negative about his portly physique. But you know what? Fair play to him for giving it a go and going out on national TV dressed in something that would probably get you kicked out of an S&M convention, but just because he was brave doesn't make it in any way good.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like what you watch, subscribe to your boy. You also subscribe to Cultaholic. I actually like them more than I like what was Culture. Mainly because what Culture, they did come across as at the smart. Like they come across as a crybaby to me, but a cultaholic, like subscribe to them. Thank you guys for watching. Peace, love, and rock and roll.